Hello and welcome to another tutorial by Tracy and Corey. I'm Corey.
And I'm Tracy.
And today we're going to be showing you how to play Sticknia trapped in the Darkflame Void. So in the other Sticknia game that we have, which is the Sticknia super-powered skirmish game, you're trying to kill one another and have supremacy over the battleground. This is a collaborative game using the same fun characters that we have from Sticknia, the skirmish game. So what we're going to do here is we're going to play a 3-player collaborative game, and we will play 3 of these characters here. Tracy, which character would you like to play?
I would like to play Shadow.
All right, so we'll put Tracy's character up here, Shadow. I myself, I think I'm going to play the Enlightened one because I'm so zen. It's just part of my personality. I'm just so zen.
And he's also full of it.
And then we'll have you, the viewer, play Warmonger, not so zen. And so what I'll do here is I'll just move the rest of these out of the way so that only the characters we're playing are visible. Alright, so to get this game set up, the first thing we need to do is pick which difficulty level we're going to play. And I think we're going to play difficulty 2. So that means a few things here, which I'll explain in a little bit. Health test versus enemy cubes are a die +2, meaning that the enemy cubes are going to get a die +2, and then we'll have our health plus a die. Characters start with 1 heal token, and those are these white tokens over here. So let me give each character a heal token, and those can be used at any time to heal. So your characters, when they fail a health test or get hurt in any way, it'll say that you're wounded, and when you're wounded, you flip your character to the wounded side, your stats go down, your ability goes away, and that's when you could use a heal token immediately to become not wounded again. Okay, so that's the first thing. Shards needed to win. So the 3 of us are going to try and get 12 of these shards. So here's a little bit of the backstory. Okay, so we, being heroes of Sticknia, have been trapped by the Void Mages in the Darkflame Void. And that is this place right here. So we're going to put our characters at the starting tile. So we all start at the starting tile, which is in the center. So we went through this void portal. Now we're here, and what we're trying to do is collect a number of shards. So if you look at your character card, there's these little shards and a shard tracking token. Right now we're all at 0. Between the 3 of us, we have to collect 12 shards and then make it to one of these portal tiles and successfully activate the portal to get away. So let's talk about the tiles a little bit. There are 6 different types of tiles, and you can tell the different types by the borders. So, for example, this one with the shards around it is a shard oracle. And these are the crazy folks that wander the void, waiting for somebody to come along and win over their loyalty, and they'll give them a shard. So, for example, this guy here, this vagabond in the void, has a 3 on the tile, and it has this little, let me zoom in, has the little charisma icon with the guy shaking hands. So the way you would get that shard from that shard oracle would be to do a charisma test. So for example, my charisma is a 3, has the little guy. I would do a test here. Now the void always gets the black die, players always get the white die. So this is a pretty even roll. If I was trying to get this shard, it has a 3, I have a 3, we roll the dice, and unfortunately the void won out on that one, so I would not have got that shard. So that's basically how the test works. It had a 3 plus 5, I had a 3 plus 1, so I did not succeed on that test. Of course, I would have had to move there first. So I think the easiest way for me to explain how Trapped in the Darkflame Void works is simply for us to start playing it. So we'll just go from left to right here. So Shadow, if you could go first, you have 2 actions. You can either move or activate a tile.
So Shadow, she will gain an extra shard for each trap tile that she can disarm. So it looks like I'll be looking for extra trap tiles.
And the trap tiles are the ones that have bombs around the edges. So, like this one here is a trap tile.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and move to that trap tile.
So that's action 1. You got 2 actions per turn.
As my second move, I'm going to act on the tile.
Disarm a trap tile. So characters on a trap tile may use an action to disarm it. To disarm a trap tile, you make a dexterity versus the tile number test. So the tile number is a 3.
My dexterity is a 6.
So the white die is going to be +6, and the black die will be +3. Let's see how Shadow does here. So an 11 to 9. So you have to either match or exceed the total of the tile.
Which I did.
So you disarm the trap, so you gain a shard. So now we have 1 of our 12 shards. So whenever you interact with a tile and beat it, so you'll take that tile, put it on top of the tile deck, and then you would take the bottom tile and replace it where you are. However, since this is Tabletopia and you can't really draw from the bottom, I'm just going to shuffle and put this tile in its place. So that's the end of Shadow's turn. Now we will go to the Void's turn. In between each player, the Void also takes a turn. And that is done by rolling a white and a black die and following the chart here. So 4, 3. 4 means to fade a shard oracle. 3 means lowest numbered tile. So let's find these shard oracles. Those are the ones with the shards around them. I believe the lowest one on the board is this 3. So to fade it, you just simply flip it over. Now, if that gets faded again, it would be removed from the board and we would have a hole in our board, meaning that it is harder to move around and harder to be able to win. Also, if a player is on a tile when it is removed from the game, that depends on the difficulty here. This one says, because we're playing difficulty 2, characters on a tile are moved by fade, move to an adjacent tile and become wounded. So that's pretty good for us, because that means we would just pick a tile adjacent and become wounded instead of just being removed from the game and losing out. All right, so Enlighten 1. That I'm the next one. I may heal. Let's see what my stats say. I may heal an ally at an adjacent tile by spending a heal token. So that means I need to stay next to my friends. My stats here, I have pretty high health, which makes it easier for me to get those heal tokens. For example, on this tile, one with the little potion bottle, that allows me to claim a healing tile. So, and you can always look here to see what the frame looks like for each type of tile. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go try and claim that healing tile. That leaves me adjacent to both of my friends. I do a health test versus 3. My health is a 5. So let's see here. I'm going to roll. And I made it. I have an 11 to 6. So that means I successfully claim that heal token. Replace the tile that I was on. grab my heal token. Now I have 2 heal tokens to be able to heal my friends. And my turn is done. Back to the Void's turn. Tracy, you want to roll the Void's turn?
Absolutely. Let's see what kind of damage he can do. Alright, so as you can see, I rolled a 1 white activate Void Mage tile. And it looks like it's players choose, so whichever one we would like.
Void Mages are the ones with the little spirals around the edges. We have to activate one, which means that then we roll a die and see which tile next to it fades. We're all up in this area, so I don't think we want to activate this one. Is there another one? How about...
Well, we're all around that one. I'm the only one affected by...
And I'm the only one affected here. Let's go ahead and do this 4.
All right. Sounds good.
So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we don't want a 3, 4, or 5. So roll the die. See what happens.
I rolled a 4.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. That faded another oracle. All right. Not too bad. We're not doing too shabby. So, Warmonger, it is your turn. Now, you gain a shard for each enemy tile defeated. Enemy tiles are the ones with swords around them. So is there an enemy tile near you? Not right next to you, but you could take both of your moves to go to an enemy tile. So there's 1 turn, 2 turns. So you're set up to defeat this next turn and get a shard. Do our Void turn again.
Alright, so this time I have activated an enemy tile, the highest numbered tile.
So let's look at these enemy tiles. It looks like, I think you're on the highest one, which is...
Oh, no.
So let's put an enemy token.
I'd really rather you didn't.
So let's see here. Make sure we got this right. Activate an enemy tile. When an enemy tile is activated on the Void's turn, place an enemy cube on the tile. Immediately make a health test versus difficulty against the character on the tile. That would be you.
So my health is a 3, so I'm going to roll the white die for this?
Yep.
Do I need to roll the black as well?
Yes, because on health test, for difficulty 2 here, its enemy cubes are a die plus 2, so it's going to be a die plus 2.
Oh, phew. All right, so I rolled a 3, and I had a health of 3, which is 6. They're a die plus 2. I rolled a 2 plus 2 gives them a 4.
So you were not wounded by that enemy cube that just popped out of that tile.
But he's still there, isn't he, Corey?
Yeah, he is. All right, so that was the Void's turn. We're going to take a couple more turns just so that you get the feel of it, and then we'll fast forward to the end and see if we can escape the Darkflame Void together. Okay, so Shadow, it is your turn.
All right, so I want to escape the enemy. I get bonus shards if I can defeat a trap. I'm nowhere near a trap tile, however. So I think I'm going to go over to the shard tile because it's already faded. I want to not risk losing that tile. So I'm going to move, and then I'm going to try to beat that tile. So with a shard tile, what am I rolling, Corey?
To win a shard from an oracle, make a charisma versus tile number test.
All right. Charisma, I'm currently sitting at a 2. So let's roll the die and see what happens.
And the tile number was a 3?
The tile number is a 4.
Oh.
All right, so I have a charisma of 2, plus 5 is 7. They have a tile of 4, plus 3 is 7.
So it was equal to or greater than.
So I will take another shard. And now it is the Void Mage's turn.
Okay, so the Void's turn. Now, here's the difference. Now that we have enemy cubes on the board, the first thing you would do is roll a health test versus enemy cubes, any of them in the square. So, now Tracy ran away from this enemy cube, so there's nothing for it to health test against. But then we'll roll. That'll be the second part. And we activate a Void Mage, and that's the highest numbered Void Mage tile. So the highest number Void Mage tile would be this one. So we're going to roll for that Void Mage, and it's got a 5. And you always start right above the tile and count around. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The one that you are on is faded. Okay, so that was the Void Mage's turn. And now it moves. So the beauty of a collaborative game is that you get to choose how the enemy moves. Now, this enemy cube is always going to move towards the closest hero, but it's one move away from all three of us, so we get to choose which it will move towards. And I think since
I think the viewer and I would agree it should move towards you since you have all the healing tokens.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Plus I have a higher health to be tested against. So it moves towards me. And now we're going to go ahead and fast forward to the end of the game. Okay, here we are towards the end of the game. You've defeated a ton of enemies. You've got 5 shards. I've used my charisma and been able to coerce some shard oracles out of a few of their shards. Shadow has been able to disarm some traps and has 4. We have 12 shards. Now, a lot of the board has been faded, and there's a bunch of holes in it. Shadow and I are up here, and it is your turn. Now, the challenge is we have to actually activate. We actually activate this portal to be able to get out of here. I've also had some of these enemy cubes following me around and trying to hurt me. So on your turn, basically you're going to move your 2 spots. We're all on the same tile. However, that took both of your moves to get there, so the Void gets to go. There's 2 enemies that are going to roll for health test, and again, because we're all on the same tile, we get to choose, and I'm going to go ahead and take both of those health tests. So the first one, they have an 8 and I have a 9, so we're good. The second health test, they have a 7 and I have a 9, so we're still good. Those cubes did not hurt us too much. And of course, the cubes have a higher rating depending on the difficulty you choose to play. So they did not hurt us. We're going to go ahead and roll for the Void. Go ahead.
All right, looks like we're going to fade portal.
Oh, the players choose. We're not the one we're on, please.
That's the only one.
Nope, there's this one. There's this one.
Oh, good. Whew.
So we can fade that when it's already faded, so it goes away. Whew. All right, so go ahead. Your turn.
All right, so I'm going to try to smarts test.
Smarts test. It's a 4 to 4, right?
So they're at a 4. My smarts is at a 4 as well. You are correct. So we're at an even 8 to 6.
8 to 6. We are out, and we win the game.
Woohoo!
We were able to collect our 12 shards and get out of here before everything faded around us, or we got wounded and were removed from the game. And that is the basics of playing Sticknia, Trapped in the Darkflame Void. All right, I hope you enjoy the game, either on Tabletopia
or visit us at chryslisendeavors.com.